Well, I just watched this movie called The Jester. It's on Shudder. Um, it's actually not a bad film. This is the poster, by the way. Yeah. And let's just put it this way: this guy. I mean, there's a couple of shorts here. There's this short is the first one. Then there's the second one, and the third. Well, this movie it deals with. I'll show you the cast. Her. She's made. This whole thing is. It starts out where essentially John here has, we find out, abandoned his first family and started a new one. And his daughter from the first marriage is Emma, his daughter. And he has two daughters, they both have Emma. This is his youngest, the one that he started with his second wife after he walked out. And basically, this whole thing is the Jester basically makes him hang himself. He calls his daughter up. We find out he called her up, Emma, begging her to listen to him before he's killed by the Jester. Then the rest of the movie, people die pretty horrible. Yeah, he kills people. He can't, himself die. And at the end, we find out that, oh yeah, I'll explain that a little bit more in a bit. I mean, and basically, Emma, the youngest Emma, they're half sisters. Basically, her mother's dead, then her father kills himself, and the Jester made him hang himself. So she feels all alone, and her sister comes to the funeral, and essentially, yeah, these two sisters, they just lost their father, and it deals with abandonment issues and the fact that, trying to blame somebody for your problems, which is ironic that John basically, even though she was mad at her dad, she wonders why she actually felt sad for him. It's because deep down she was holding some resentment for blaming herself for her dad walking out on her and her mother and abandoning them, which this does happen. Kids wonder, when somebody leaves, they wonder why they leave. So they blame, so she comes, and then her and her sister who didn't know each other, essentially have this awkward moment where she's trying to connect with her older sister here, and she's kind of being a bitch to her. I mean, it's not her fault that their dad walked out on her. And people get killed. Oh yeah, a kid basically, instead of taking one piece of candy and he ends up, it says take one, the one kid points out you're only supposed to take one. He takes a bunch more, so what happens is the Jester basically does the thing, starts taking the kid's candy and putting it together, and the one kid who's standing there starts smiling, and then he goes to go in the bag, and the hand comes up, and Jester's hand grabs him, and then we look up, and his hand's missing. Yeah. And the kid's screaming, then he runs, they both run away, drop the candy and run away. And then basically, younger Emma, after thinking she sees her dad, even though he's dead, this is what's called guilt. She decides with her friends that she's going to go to this festival on Halloween, and yeah, so it's an hour and a half long. It's really not that long a movie. It came out last year. It's directed by the guy who actually, I think he's the guy who created the Jester character. It's really good. I mean, the guy who plays the Jester, which is this guy right here, Justin. He doesn't say anything, and he wears a mask that has a smile on it. He looks very creepy in the movie, and so yeah. And then there's these shorts that I saw a long time ago from, yeah. And they're Make a Do Entertainment. This one's 10 minutes long. The next one's 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And this one's about 14 minutes. So they're each, it's a little over, you know, you go, okay, you're talking about 45 minutes pretty much for all three of these. And each one, it's, you know, it's a little different than the actual, you know, I think it's the same actor who plays the Jester in all three. And yeah, so I'll just show you a bit of this. Oh, I want to show you the trailer for this. Where is the trailer? I'll bring it up here. Just to show you what, yeah. Here's the trailer for this movie.
There it is! Go on! Trick or treat.
Yep.
Try. Wait, please.
I have hated this man my entire life.
I know you know what you did to cover up for something inside your gut. It is festering, gnawing at you. I know you can feel it. You try to bear it.
Okay, and the point in this is that she's been, you know, this is inside her. She's asleep, basically being confronted by herself at the fact that deep down she thinks she's responsible for what happened to her father, but she's not. And that's what the Jester wants her to face, is that she's not responsible for what he did. He abandoned her and her mother and basically started a new family. And then he offed himself instead of, you know, and she wasn't in the mood to talk to him. I mean, he, in her mind, had some nerve of contacting her, wanting to try to, you know, talk before he, as you saw in the trailer, he was hanged. So the Jester basically is trying to get her to face the fact that it's not her fault what happened to her dad. Because she does. She even says, why do I feel sad being at this funeral for a man I've loathed all my life? It's because deep down she feels somewhat responsible that he's dead, but yet she isn't.
But that rot is spreading.
See, it's her psyche saying this stuff, but in reality she's not responsible for what he did. She didn't do anything. She was a child. But this movie's about, you know, her believing until she finally faces it that it wasn't her fault what happened. And yeah. So yeah.
King hole swallowing your heart.
Man, there's blood on you. Is it yours?
I never really believed in ghosts.
Yep, and it's on Shudder right now, so you can watch it. These are the shorts. I mean, it's the same character and it's done through this company, Make Do Entertainment. But yeah, let's check this out. This is the actual, short. Like I said, in the movie, you have a kid take candy that doesn't extra candy, and he gets caught. Yeah. So yeah, it's, it'll pick up, but we're not seeing the Jester right now. But yeah, each of these three deal with the same type of thing. You know, the Jester's here to make you face something, whether it's you did something wrong and you get punished, or make you face, something in your past.
Hey, cool. Hey, man, happy Halloween.
So this guy, yeah, and here he is. Yep, here's the Jester. Oh, and there's a big difference in the movie. It's a thing covering his whole head. Here it's a mask where you can see the string and you can see his ears. You can't in the actual movie. I'll show you. You'll see that again. It's like, yeah, you don't actually see the guy's ears here. See, look at the big difference between the two. See, this is a whole mask he's wearing. See, and there's that's different than what you see here. When you're looking at the guy, you can see he's just wearing a mask covering his face. It's also a little different. It doesn't, yeah. So you can see his hair. You can't see that in the actual movie. So.
That was very good. Thank you. Yeah. Look very nice. No costume for me, no. I work on Halloween, so. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Have a nice night.
Pick a card. There's so much about the character of the Jester. I mean, the guy in the movie, he's wearing a whole, covering his whole head. Here, it's just mouth cover. But the fact that he's expressing by, he's wearing the mask so you can't see his face at all. And yet his body language, the way he moves himself, it's like you're getting all of his emotions. And there's so much expression through his body language. And I think the actor who plays the Jester, that might be a mime. Kind of like the actor who does Art the Clown in the Terrifier movies. Yeah. Is that mask is a very sinister looking mask, but it's his body, the way he, when he presents the cards here. See? That's in the movie. It's, where the main chick is Lady Emma. You got the whole card trick. Oh, and he'll most likely, if I remember right, he'll see his card. Yep, you want him shuffle his hand back. It's the card trick. I'll find your card trick. See, he shuffles them again. And then says, pick one. Guess what? It's the old card trick. If you've ever seen this done, it's where your card will show back up at the top. The same one you drew. You don't know how to see. And that's magic.
That's the one.
Yep. See, and his mannerisms is that he doesn't come off as terrifying, but he is. The subtlest way, he's very creepy. His outfit's orange, his hat, I don't think in the movie, if I remember right, he wears a hat. But here, I recommend, If you have Shudder, it's on there. The movie Jester, the Jester, and it's the same character from here.
Yeah. That's all.
Look at that. Just can't see the guy's face. You don't know what he's thinking. And, ooh, that is an angry Jester.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Watch it. Yep. Yeah, creepy, isn't it? And then he puts it. Yep. Yeah, creepy. Very creepy. And then the card's in his pocket. Yep. Yep. Okay. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Look at that. That is most sinister as shit. And then he's behind him. Holy fuck. Yeah. Your shoes are tied. Yeah. That does actually happen in the movie. Ta-da.
You alright?
Does it look like he's alright? You just hit him with your car. Yeah, very terrifying. Yep, and there's the Jester waiting. Just. You wonder why he's doing this to this guy. Yeah. I wonder why is this happening to me? I know I would be thinking that in this situation. Asking the Jester why. But he's not gonna shh. Yep. And watch what happens. He'll disappear. bit different than the movie. The mask definitely is different, and he's wearing a hat here where I think I'm not sure in the movie if he is, but yeah. He'll do the card trick, you know. Yeah, see, a trick. Yeah. So there's that, and there's two others. You can watch them on YouTube. I just want to give you a taste of what this whole thing is. So yeah, this is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.